And let me say this, Brian. Let me say this to the broadcasters. Let me say this to everybody who's just accepting this. Let me say it to law enforcement. Daddy, what were you doing when the global fascist state came in and the economic system was destroyed, and now we have to do everything the state says, or we don't get our pittance every month? What were you doing, Daddy? The population. I was just sitting there, darling. Journalists. I was helping to bring it in, darling, by lying to the public. Law enforcement. I was enforcing it, darling. All the bloody best with that conversation with your kids and grandkids when you face the fact and the reality of what's going on. And you know, I'll say this to law enforcement, you know, there are a lot of intelligent, genuine, decent people in law enforcement. But there are at the same time some monumental morons and some serious psychopaths who are loving this now. I mean, Derbyshire police is loving it in extreme, imposing these laws, putting black dye in Blue Lagoon tourist attractions so that people won't go there. Telling my son, Jamie, that they're tracking him because he's been out with his dog in the middle of frickin' nowhere, can't see anybody, because it's not essential travel. And Derbyshire Police is run by a chief constable, Peter Gordon, is it? Something like that, who has such extraordinary levels of intelligence that he disconnected the Derby Constabulary Male Voice Choir from the police because they wouldn't take women members. Male voice choir, excuse me, male voice choir, certain sound, they refused, so he got rid of it, he disconnected them. And he has been overseeing Derby police, who have been imposing this lockdown in extremis. I say to the decent, intelligent, genuine police law enforcement people in this country, your children and your grandchildren are going to have to live in the world you are enforcing. Same with the military. Oh, come and fight for your country and we'll let your family back at the barracks in Britain live in total shite accommodation because we care about you. You're enforcing laws not to protect the public, but to protect and enforce the will of a cult that makes psychopaths look like Mother Teresa. What are you doing? Look your children in the eye, look your grandchildren in the eye, and tell me that you're going to go on enforcing a fascist tyranny that is going to ensnare those kids as much as anyone else's. Take your uniform off. Leave the force. Now tell me how you feel about what you did before. Now you are subject to what you were doing before. You can't appeal to the psychopaths, you can't appeal to the morons in uniform, but we can appeal to the very large number of decent, caring, genuine people in the law enforcement. What are you doing enforcing fascism?
Like Poland, you know, I was speaking with a friend yesterday in Poland, and he said in the park in front of his apartment building, there are helicopters flying and checking if any kids will go back. You know, they're not allowed to go out except for shopping, and they are interrogated by the police where they're going. They're checking their shopping bags, and someone had just a bunch of pears, and they wanted to punish them because they said this is not an article of the first name. We're not supposed to go out without purse. You can go out to buy meat, butter, meal, this kind of things perhaps. But fruit, no. You should stay home. I mean, it's just
This is a sign. This is what happens before a regime disintegrates. This is what they did in Romania before the revolution. They upped the enforcement so much that there was a revolt, and that's going to happen in Poland too.
I hope so.
I don't know. We're not encouraging anyone to go and die.
I'm encouraging people in the military and the police to remember that they are working for the people, and they are from the people, and they belong to the people. That's their families, that's their friends, that's who they work for. Not some secret controllers who hide their identity.
We absolutely agree.
And they'll have to explain it to their children and grandchildren what they've been doing in 2020. It won't be forgotten what you are doing. Be sure of that.
Μπράβο, παιδί, μπράβο. Αλήθεια όμως, δεν μου λες ένα πράγμα. Πώς πήγε το μυαλό σου σε αυτή την εκδοχή?
Έχω το διάλογο μέσα μου, έχω το διάλογο.
Μπράβο, παιδί, μπράβο. Θα κάνω μια αναφορά για σένα. Θα τα πω και στο διοικητή σου.
Α, θα χαρεί πολύ ο διοικητής μου.
Μπράβο σου, παιδί, μπράβο.
Κύριε Παστινόμε, με όλο το θάρρος και με όλο το σέβας που σας έχω, δηλαδή, τι δεν γίνει με αυτόν εδώ πέρα?
Έχουμε και αυτόν εδώ, βρε παιδάκι μου. Καλά λες, τον ξεχάσαμε αυτόν εδώ.
Τώρα να μολύσουμε να πάει στο διάλογο εδώ,
Όχι. Πώς θα τον αμολύσουμε τώρα? Τι είναι αυτά που κάτσε και λες? Αστιεύεσαι να τον αμολύσουμε. Αυτός είναι διαρρήκτης κανονικός.
Κανονικός? Αυτός εδώ? Μπα, καθόλου κανονικός. Αυτό το παίρνω απάνω μου. Έλα τώρα, έλα τώρα. Δεν μιλάς, ρε. Είσαι κανονικός?
Όχι.
Δεν είναι κανονικός ή καψιρός. Θα το ξανακάνεις?
Δεν θα το ξανακάνω.
Δεν θα το ξανακάνει. Να, του λέει και μόνος του. Πρέπει. Πεινάνε και τα παιδάκια σου.
Πεινάγανε και τα παιδάκια μου.
Πεινάγανε και τα παιδάκια του καψιρού. Πρέπει.
Ναι.
Τι είναι, είναι και η μανούλα άρρωστη?
Έχω και τη μανούλα μ' άρρωστη.
Είναι και η μανούλα άρρωστη, γι' αυτό σας λέω. Άστο να πάει στο διάλογο, έχει ραίσει η καρδιά μου. Έπειτα εμείς αφήσαμε κάνει και κάνει τώρα. Γιατί, καλά πήγε η μέρα σήμερα. Χώσαμε και δύο στο κρατητήριο. Εμείς είμαστε και πλεονέκτες, να είμαστε και λογικοί. Όχι να τους χώσουμε όλους στο κρατητήριο και να παραλύσει και το εμπόριο. Να είμαστε και λογικοί.
Τι είναι αυτά που λες τώρα, τι είναι αυτά που λες? Δεν γίνονται αυτά τα πράγματα, δεν γίνονται. Για έλα δώσε, για έλα. Εσύ για να μπεις εκεί που μπήκες και να πας κατευθείαν στην Αρβίλα, έτσι. Δώσε αστή. Εμπρός λέγεται. Ναι, αξιωματικός υπηρεσίας. Πού? Τι? Ναι, καλά. Καλά, ναι. Στέλνω αμέσως, ναι. Αρχιφύλαξη.
Εντάξει.
Εδώ στην ταβέρνα της Χήρας γίνεται ένας μεγάλος καυγάς. Πάρε και όσους άντρες μπορείς και τρέξε γρήγορα. Γρήγορα.
18.
Και με σένα θα τα πούμε αύριο. Ακούς?
Μάλιστα.
Αύριο.
Μάλιστα.
Εσύ παιδί μου σε παρακαλώ, κάνε μια χάρη.
Μάλιστα.
Δίπλα στην οξόπορτα
Μάλιστα.
είναι μια σκαλίτσα που πάει κάτω στα υπόγεια. Στα κρατητήρια δηλαδή.
Πού?
Δίπλα στην οξόπορτα.
Μάλιστα.
Λοιπόν, πάρ' τον αυτόν εδώ και παράδοσε τον κάτω στο δεσμοφύλακα. Άντε, γεια.
Ευχαρίστως. Στην οξόπορτα. Πολύ ευχαρίστως.
Μην τον παράς.
Ξέρεις τι ξύλο θέλει αυτός, κύριε Παστινόμου? Ξέρεις τι ξύλο θέλει αυτός?
Σου είπα, μην τον παράς.
Άσε με και ξέρω εγώ τι κάνω, κύριε Παστινόμου. Θες και διάρρηξη να κάνεις, Μπρος, όπου θες και διάρρηξη. Μπρος, τρέχα να αρχίσω να τρέχω κι εγώ. Μπρος, είπα.